Hi, I'm Paul Battaglia, and this is section 5.1, Using Fundamental Identities. So as you can reason from the name of the section, we're going to have to teach students how to use these identities and probably try and do it in an efficient manner. And so to do that, I have Gabe and Brittany with me here, and they're going to share some tips with you on how you can kind of go about structuring your lesson to help students along. So Gabe, why don't you start us off?
So I like to view the purpose of the section in two different ways. First, we're reintroducing some ideas that we saw in the previous section.
Okay.
So you can use this as an opportunity to review the reciprocal identities, the Pythagorean identities, maybe even talk about the odd and even identities. But we also introduce some new identities. And secondly, what we're going to be doing is we're preparing students to verify trig identities. So we want to introduce them to a couple techniques that they may be using throughout the rest of this chapter.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, Brittany, talk to us a little bit about some of the algebraic techniques students are going to want to know.
So I like to show my students how to rewrite the different equations using sine and cosine. So that way they're easier for them to understand.
They just seem to be more familiar with sine and cosine for some
And it's kind of like
reason.
the root of everything they started with, you know, is everything tangent emanated from the quotient of the two, you know, so yeah, I like that. I mean, talk to us a little bit about how you would get students to work with, let's say, factoring with trigonometric functions.
So going back to when we were factoring with the smiley faces. So substituting in a smiley face.
Symbolic.
Yeah, symbolic. And then introducing them, oh, well, we can also use the trig.
Yeah, think about it from this point. I mean, you could even say to your students, all right, let's start with this. X squared minus 4. How do you factor x squared minus 4? They all know how to do that. Say, all right, what about if we do a smiley face squared minus 4 or triangle squared minus 4? You know, it's a little odd looking, but at the same time, it gets them to understand the idea that we're just using some symbols here, and those symbols are going to be replaced by trig expressions. That's all we're doing here. You know, anything else, Gabe? Any other techniques you like to emphasize?
Something else that comes up throughout this section might be multiplying by a conjugate. So if you have, for instance, 1 minus sine, you might want to multiply by 1 plus sine. And this will come up in a couple different ways. Maybe as you're looking at rational or, I guess, trig expressions involving fractions.
I think what you want to do here from the teacher's standpoint is you would like to make the student as comfortable as possible because, you know, between you and I and between you and us, it is going to get more difficult. I mean, when they go to verify trigonometric identities, it's going to involve multiple steps, it's going to involve multiple identities, and a lot of algebraic techniques. The one thing I think that puts students a little bit, or makes students a little bit uncomfortable is the idea that right now in this section, there is no equal sign. And so, for instance, they don't necessarily know what they're supposed to be ending with, you know? And for that reason, maybe just give them the guideline as we're really just trying to simplify. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to take an expression that might seem a little bit convoluted, a little bit more confusing, and try and distill it down to something much more simpler, maybe even one term, you know? So I hope these tips have been helpful for you, and you find much success in section 5.1.